back. I've got such a wonderful response from everyone, from you guys, from the dark smoked blue look, that I thought I should keep the ball rolling and do a smoked purple look. Now there's a difference in a couple ways with this look. It's not as vibrant, meaning it's like you saw that blue that I used last time. It was really eye-catching, really more of a night look if you're on the conservative side of makeup. This is still more on the night end look of things, but it's toned down just a little bit, not much though. So again, this is for the adventurous person with makeup. I would not recommend this if you're very, if you have a very conservative job position or something like that, to where you don't want to wear a lot of makeup or you don't think it would be appropriate. So I want to save you time if that's not what you want. Also, the lighting right now, I understand it's all like kind of fuzzy and dark. Don't worry, when I get into the tutorial, I zoom right in and you're going to see everything really clear. So don't let this intro turn you off. Please stay tuned because it gets better. So a quick overview of the products and the brushes. The base, as I always use, is Urban Decay Potion Primer, and I put that over my entire lid on both sides. I then start with my base, which I really want to urge you guys to consider as part of your regular staple in your makeup collection. Black Track Fluid Line, you've seen me use it before. In fact, I need to buy more because mine's almost out. I use this all the time. It's a universal product. It saves you money because you can use it as a liner, a base, a shadower. You can use it all sorts of different ways. So really, please consider investing in this MAC Black Track Fluid Line. It works in a lot of different ways. So that's my base. I started off just like how you learn how to color in grade school. I made an outline and then I filled it in. So you'll see how I do that. Use whatever brush you think works best for you. I used a slight angle brush. If you got one thinner, you can use that as well. Generally the thinner brushes work better for doing those outlines, just like a colored pencil when you're little. So I did the outline, I filled it in, same with the Black Track, and then I went on to my pigment, and the pigment I used is Violet 889 by MAC, and I would highly, highly recommend you use a denser brush, such as this. I think this is the one I used in the tutorial, and literally you want to pack this stuff on, like pack it on. Use some force. It does two things. A, it makes a nice even application, and B, it makes it stick. If you're really light-handed with it, it's going to fall out, and you don't want that. Well, with any pigment you're going to get fallout, but if you pack it on, you're going to get less fallout, and it's going to stay on longer. It's just a better application overall, in my opinion. So don't pay attention to the fallout in the video. All pigments have fallout. They won't continue to fall out throughout the day if you apply them right. So pay attention during that part. Sorry, I'm moving fast. I'm just trying to save time. Okay, as far as the when I'm putting like a little bit above my crease, I use the Makeup Forever, and this is in N09. Again, if I'm moving too fast, you can catch this all at the end of the credits. If you need a dupe for that, if you don't have that color, you may want to try. This is MAC, but it is rubbed off because I've used it so much. It's called Purple Haze, like the Jimi Hendrix song, Purple Haze. Looks like this. You can use this as a dupe. If you don't have the MAC pigment powder, like I need to do a whole separate tutorial on this eyeshadow because it's really awesome. It's kind of similar. It's called Freesia. It's a satin eyeshadow, and it's by Studio Gear. But I would recommend using, if you want this look, you need to use that MAC pigment. The black that I use it comes in the Sephora collection, Smoky Black, #1. And the black that I used out of here was this one right here. It's like a lot of shimmer, but a lot of black. This is a great, great little compact to have. Optionally, I don't believe I showed this in the video. I may have. The Sephora Flashy Liner, waterproof. You can apply right here to your the inside if you want a little bit of shimmer. You don't have to. It's optional. I did apply lashes. I did not show it in this video because I've done a lash tutorial on my last one, and I'm trying to keep my size limit small because I'm having problems uploading these videos because they're so huge. But I think that about covers it as far as the products. Yeah, always apply. I apply mascara before the lashes. I know a lot of people ask that. I recommend whatever glue you can get your hands on. The name brands like Sephora and MAC tend to get tackier faster, so you might want to think about investing in that. However, I would start off with the cheaper ones at the drugstore to get the idea of how they work, then invest in the high quality ones. That way you're not wasting money. I think that about covers it. Oh, the liner, I always use Lorac now, Front of the Line Pro. This is my, it's like the god of all eyeliners in my opinion. Okay, well I'm going to get rolling on this tutorial so we don't waste any more time, and please feel free to leave comments, suggestions, whatever. I really enjoy that you guys are using the looks and they are working for you. So, the highlighter under the brow. I use Shroom. You can use whatever off-white you want. If you want shimmer, do something with a frost. I recommend like MAC White. I think it's called White Frost. You can use that. So, and also, if you purchase the Sephora compact, there's a shimmery white in here that works as well. Looks like that. Lots of different options. Let me know whatever questions you have, and I recommend a neutral lip with this look. And if you're going out at night and you really want to amp it up, line the bottom of your eye and put some purple on it. So, okay, well, thanks for tuning in again, and I look forward to your comments and suggestions and everything else. Have a great night, everyone. So right now I am starting with my prepped and primed eye, and I'm using an angled brush to apply the MAC Black Track as my base. And what's nice about this angled brush is it's kind of doing the work for you. Like, I just actually use that angle, the angle of the brush, to create the angle on my eye as the line. So I just took that up a little bit higher than the actual length of the brush, and I'm bringing it over, a little bit up and over. Like, you don't want it to go directly over because it gives you that like really pointy triangle look. So if you can kind of arc it up just a little bit, you know, the typical almond eye, I guess you want to call it, look. And I'm just gently just really light strokes. That way it's harder to mess up doing it that way. And now I'm following that actual crease on my eye, if you can see it, and I'm just like dragging that line to meet the top one that I drew. And I'm not reapplying product, as you can see at this point. When you get towards the inner, I think you'll see when I apply more, but that's going to be when I switch brushes, which is right now. And I went to my more dense, smaller brush. It's like it's got a slight oval to it, or whatever you want to call it, but it's denser and it's quick and it's small, because you're working in a small area right now. So all I'm doing is just like when you learn how to color, I'm filling in that outline that I just made, and I'm filling it all the way into my lash line, and I'm filling it all the way in outwards and inwards. I'm simply just coloring, just like we do when we're little. My suggestion would be to apply the product initially at the center of your eye and work outwards, and then as you get inwards there's less product on the brush and it's easier to work with. And already we've got a really nice looking shaped eye right now. Really intense. Next I'm switching to my MAC pigment in Violet. And I'm also going to be switching brushes too. This is a wider brush. It's like the same brush but wider and thicker. And I'm really going to take that product and literally pack it on. Look I'm not doing any spreading. I'm simply packing it on. I'm like pressing it. I'm just pressing that pigment into that base. And the key is to do this as soon as possible. That way the base is still tacky and it kind of like acts as a absorber, I guess, whatever you want to call it, of that pigment. And that purple is so beautiful. It's got so much shimmer to it, and it's just one of my favorite pigments. And I'm packing that all over the original line. Doesn't have to be exactly perfect, but try to get close. And now we're going to switch to the Makeup Professionals shadow, and I'm switching to a rounder dense brush. What I'm going to do now is just go between the areas of the unmarked territory, I guess you could say, and the purple. And I'm just going to soften that line up a little bit. And I'm lifting my brow up just a little, real slightly, gently. That way you can really work that shadow into the pigment. It's kind of hard to get at if you don't lift up your brow bone because it's like a creased area. So I recommend just gently lifting your brow bone, and I'm just going over that line. Don't worry about the fallout. You can always wipe that off. Never, if you're going to do a look like this, don't put on your foundation first. Ever. Bad idea. Unless you want a lot of cleanup. Now I'm just simply applying my highlighter, and that's the MAC Shroom. And I'm just really gently going over the highlighted part underneath my brow and trying to just soften up that line even a little bit more where I just put that Makeup Professionals at. So I'm just softening everything up. Next, I'm taking the black track again, and I'm using the small dense brush. I believe that was the second brush that we worked with. And I'm using that again, and I'm simply I'm creating like a double, almost like a clone of the angle that's on top, and I'm putting it below it. And I know that doesn't make much sense, so it's probably easy for you guys just to pay attention to the video. Now I'm dipping my brush in that black shimmery Sephora, and I'm going to put it right over where I put that black track. Basically the whole idea is to put that black only in the outer area, because you don't want to ruin that purple color. And I'm using a rounded brush this time. And I'm working in circular motions. See how I'm doing little mini circles? And I'm working that black up into the angular part of my original line. And again, don't worry about that fallout. Next step is to apply your liner, and the liner is going from the outside line, the very outside line of where your black shadow is. I'm just kind of tracing that, and I'm just angling it inwards, and it's going to meet up with the lash line. This is the Lorac Front of the Line Pro, by the way, the liner that I'm using. And I'm just getting really close to my lashes here because this shadow is so intense on its own, you don't need a super thick line. And I'm just matching it up with that angle that I made on the outside, creating, I guess you could say, a cat eye effect or something to that matter. The whole key is just to get really close to that lash line. And what's so great about this eyeliner is that you can get really, really, really close to your waterline and lash line as well without much effort. And believe me, if I can do this on camera, you guys can do this in your mirror. It's hard to do on camera. But that's kind of the look for you right there. The next thing we're going to do is, I believe, the mascara. And this is the MAC Opulash. Just one simple coat, because I'm going to be applying lashes. That's an optional thing, but that's the basic look.